In this video, I'm going to show how to unbox and assemble for display the Duo Rote marble sculpture by Fabio Viale, which I bought in around 2005 or 6, I think, in New York, and has been traveling with me ever since. It's quite tricky to take out and to mount and put on a tabletop, and that's what I'm going to show next. This is the foam top. So this is another foam piece that I've put in. And here's the sculptor. You can see that it's all wrapped up in foam and plastic, and then there are foam pieces on the corners. Okay. Feels like it's in one piece, weighs maybe 30 pounds. Okay, this is in 2 stages. We're going to unwrap it, and then we have to put it up here and then take away the padding between the tires is what's tricky. Okay. Do you have enough light?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting down to the foam and the towels and the excavation. Here you can start to see the marble. This way. Okay. Now comes the hard part. Now, this is why I wanted to make this video. Because if you are just doing this for the first time and you've never seen this before, these 2 tires are independent. They move and they can damage each other. They're marble. This is black marble from Belgium. So you have to take the whole thing apart very carefully. And you'll probably use, the handiest thing is like these washcloths or hand towels when you unpack them. In fact, I don't have to go all the way really. Well, I might as well just to show. And so you're just looking for where you can have a bit of relief of pressure. And if you pack this back up, you're going to really stuff these spaces with material, because when they are moving in shipment, you don't want these 2 pieces of marble to touch each other. These pieces of marble are carved out in place. There are no seams. They didn't put it together. This is carved out of a single block of marble. You've seen these, but you don't remember them, do you, Pepper?
Yeah.
You do remember them? Well, you saw them in London.
I see them all. I remember them.
You've seen them in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. In Switzerland, I never took them out of the box. So it's you've got to really take your time here. And just tease them apart by relieving the stress. This kind of a towel is very helpful, just to make sure that you're not, and just to help reduce the chance of contact. And then you're just trying to relieve the stress. It's a bit like Jenga. Right now I want to try to put it in its kind of posed position for when it's displayed. There are a lot of places where they touch, and I can already feel that they're touching a bit here. Okay, it's going to rest more or less like this. It's going to be marble on marble, but you don't want it to move when it's touching. See, I've got my fingers in here where it counts. Now you could pull this, let me do it. Need a little bit of help here to protect right here. Okay, that's fine. Now I've got this relieved. And then I can go down here and pull it up here. And we have them freed. And this is how it's going to sit on the pedestal or the table, wherever you have it. And as you can imagine, it's not difficult now to just carefully lift it up and work the towel away. One thing I have done in the past, you could cut this kind of material, this is like shelf liner, to just so you don't want people to see this, or you could just cut little corners of it and just put it underneath just to wedge up against so that it doesn't rock. And there's you could get other thicknesses. Pieces of black rubber will help it so that it prevents rocking. You see, it will rock. It's not so bad, you know, it's not moving marble against marble here, so it's okay. It depends on your environment. If you have kids, any kids like under 30 years old, it's not a good environment. Because one thing you have to understand about this sculpture is that people will walk to it and just lift it up. They think it's a pair of tires. Really, they'll just walk right to it and grab it. So I used to have a sign that says do not touch, and I recommend really watching people and telling them do not touch this, because I've had parties and people will just go right up to it and grab it and start to yank on it. I don't know why they think they have to do that, but make sure people understand this is not to be touched. This is not an interactive sculpture. There's no sense in which you want to be messing around with these or rotating them or showing people. You can show people that they're independent if you have to, but I wouldn't. I would just tell them they're independent and just let them sit. It's better if you don't touch it. I'm gonna pack it back up. I think you understand how it works now, and it'll be right back in the crate for however many years until you watch this movie and you decide to unpack it. One thing I do want to show about these tires is that there are, I believe, 8 or 9 of these sculptures that Viale made, and every one of them has a different set of numbers and also different tread. This says Pirelli here, and it says 120/7012. These are dimensions for the tire. 51J. Here it says rotation, front and rear. This is what the tires say. Made in Brazil. Pirelli logo here. And then here it says DOTXE. Maybe you can come from up there. DOTXE 5N X2LE1S7 tubeless. And this one is different. These are scooter tires for like Vespa scooters, okay? And this one here is blank on this side. And then on this side, it says Pirelli made in Brazil, DOTXESN X2LE157. Is that the same number? Yeah, 157. Yeah, even though the treads are different. And just see what it says under here. So they're blank on one side, and then and the number under here on this one, it says Pirelli 120/70-1251J. Is that the same as this? 51J. Yeah, that's the same number. These are the same numbers. So I'm guessing the sculptor Viale told me that the numbers are different on each sculpture. And I don't know which numbers are different because there are a couple different ones. But these have the same numbers on both tires, even though the treads are different. And other sculptures don't have the same numbers. So now I'm just going to box it back up, put it back in the crate, and it will wait until you take it out and mount it on your display.